be kind to yourself. Self-compassion, because if you treat yourself like a rat in the street, you might accept the kind of treatment from others. Because you might not feel worthy of the greatest gifts you are to the universe. You might feel like you're not worthy of the grandest, most spectacular vision of yourself. And you have to believe you are. Because you are. You are. I assure you that you are. No matter how humble our lives are, we are worthy of the glory and the beauty and the love of our lives. Okay? My name is Aubrey Lynch. Welcome to my channel. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to build a community of self-reflecting beauty in all of us. You are worthy of all of the gifts of the universe, all of the dreams you've ever had. What if it all comes true? Let's focus on that. Join me. So I want to talk about healthy self-talk, self-compassion. This comes up a lot when I work with professionals and artists and students. This kind of negative voice that's always back there mumbling, right? You have that? You ever heard this voice that says,
"You look a mess.
You're talking too fast
Talk
again.
Too fast.
Talking too
You have a
fast
pimple.
again.
That pimple looks disgusting.
You look tired.
Like, stop
You're
stuttering.
stuttering too
much.
You know, it goes on and on and on. And for some reason, you're listening to them. And you're looking around. Okay, my clothes are wrinkled, things match, right? If you wrote down all of the nasty things you said to yourself, it could fill 1,000 pages. I'm sure. At least mine can. Let me speak for myself. The things I say to myself are so cruel. It's so horrible when I think about, Aubrey, did you say that to yourself? That's awful. I mean, I'm such a meanie, and I try to go, okay, that's a bit extreme. I'm now having a conversation. I talk back to it. I probably shouldn't, but I do. Because I want to master it, right? I want to be able to say, this negativity, all of these gremlins, saboteurs, negative voices, all this stuff, it's not helping. It's not helping me. It's not helping you. It's in the way. And guess what? It's not true. So what if your shirt's wrinkled or your socks don't match or you had a bad presentation? You're going to survive, right? It's okay. So you want to try to find a way to manage the voices by, first of all, recognizing that they're there. They're there, and they talk to you in ways that are really not helpful. They say things that are really mean, and in that moment, you might think are true. You might. And sometimes they are true. But you can rephrase it. Okay, your shirt's wrinkled, you're running late, you'll worry about it tomorrow. Right? Okay, your socks match again, you got dressed in the dark because you're running late. You should have got up earlier. Okay, you should have got up earlier. But be kind. Be kind to yourself. Self-compassion, because if you treat yourself like a rat in the street, you might accept the kind of treatment from others. Because you might not feel worthy of the greatest gifts you are to the universe. You might feel like you're not worthy of the grandest, most spectacular vision of yourself. And you have to believe you are. Because you are. You are. I assure you that you are. No matter how humble our lives are, we are worthy of the glory and the beauty and the love of our lives. Okay? So all of these things we say to ourselves, know that they're just voices. They're not really based in reality. And the things that are real, you can fix. I'm always running late. Okay, you're running late. Instead of saying, you're always running late, you can say, I think I'm going to try to start getting up earlier. I'm going to try to give myself more time. Tell yourself what you can do, not what you didn't do well. Just flip it around into a positive thing. And I dare you, pull out a journal and ask yourself, describe it. What is the grandest version of myself? What is the greatest, grandest vision of myself? When am I really in my space? When I'm really owning the room? What is incredibly spectacular about me? And get used to loving that. I'm not saying in a way of narcissist as if you're better than others and you're a goddess or a god and you run the world, you are the world, you're everything. But you are everything. I tell my students all the time, you are the answer to every question. You are everything. And you want to accept that beauty and the honor of being everything with humility. And honor those gifts by applying yourself in a way to be the greatest and grandest version of yourself. And those negative voices don't have a place for that. If they're protecting you, watch out for this, watch out for that, that's a bit different. I'm talking about the cruel ones that are saying you look a mess, you sound a mess, you are a mess. I'm sorry, I laugh because that's what I say to myself. You're a mess, Aubrey. I'm so mean to myself. It's not helpful. It's not, I'm telling you, I'm sitting here as a product of negative voices that I have survived. So you can survive yours too. Self-compassion is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Taking the time to list the things about you that are incredible and love them. And then I dare you, list the things that you're not so great at and love them too. Because they're all you. They're all you. And when you're not at your best, forgive yourself for being human. It's okay. We're not going to be at 100% all the time. You can say, okay, I'm at 80% today, and what would it take to be at 100? Not happening. So you acknowledge it and keep it moving. But you're kind to yourself, right? And then on days when you know you're slacking, you know you're like, okay, I'm chilling today, I'm not doing anything. I'm really not going there today. Okay, I'm chilling today, I'm not doing anything. I'm really not going there today. I'm not in it. Acknowledge it. This is one of those days I'm just not going to do my best because I'm not in that best space. That's important. And to love yourself for it. If it becomes a habit, then you might want to try to do something about that. But it's okay to be off. Think about dance. When I think about when I was dancing with Alvin Ailey, such an incredible part of my life. And you'd go on stage and you'd attempt to do your absolute best every time. And inevitably, a wrinkle on the floor or a bead of sweat in your eye or whatever. Something's going to happen and throw you off. And that millimeter, suddenly you're like in a catastrophe in front of the audience. It's the worst. It is awful. And then you come off stage and I would tear myself to pieces. At one point, I was literally crying in the wings. And I think I was actually cursing out loud at myself. And the queen of dance, Judy Jamison, walked by, the artistic director, Alvin Ailey. She said, Aubrey, don't curse yourself. I never forgot that. And from that point on, I do my best not to curse myself. I can't say that I always am praising myself. Sometimes I'm literally cursing myself. And I think of her. I think of the incredible career she had and the kind of things she had to face and overcome. And she took that moment to remind me as an artist and as a person, don't curse yourself. It is not helpful. It's not going to make you better. It's going to make you worse. It's going to make it all worse. So in that moment, if I could go back and say, Aubrey, you tried. Maybe you should have rehearsed a little bit more. Maybe work a little bit harder in class. And guess what? You are blessed to be able to try again tomorrow. I was young. I had not learned self-compassion. I was really in a survival fight or flight state. Learning to dance, learning to live on stage in front of thousands of people every night. That was really something. And what I learned, though, is that you're going to get through. So even when you're at your worst, you're eventually going to get through it. And you're going to get through it by being compassionate with yourself and loving yourself and being a cheerleader for yourself all the time, all day, every day. This may sound a bit corny, but you got to do it. I do it. I literally walk into work and say, I am funneling love and light. No matter what happens, I'm going to respond with love and light. And then I stick to it. I smile. I'm as charming as I can. Even when I'm hangry, need to have a lunch and I'm hungry and angry, that kind of angry thing we get. Or I'm in a bad mood or something's happening. I say, I am sharing love and light. And whatever voice is coming in my head, I hear you. Thank you for sharing. Now sit over there. Not helping. I prepare for this meeting. I'm going to present. I'm going to be fine. You got to talk like that. Every day, all day. Because if you don't, the alternative is that other voice that's going to be going in there. You're a mess. You're looking at it's just a mess. Can't stand you. Maybe that's not you. That's me. I'm being real. Not anymore. Took me a long, long time, but not anymore. So I am inviting you to consider what it would be like to have self-compassion, to really speak to yourself in a way that is loving and concerned, understanding, forgiving, and empowering. Empower yourself. And when you can't do it alone, get some help. There are people that are trained to make sure that, to give you tools to get through those moments that you can't do it on your own. And I'm telling you, the first one is acknowledge the voice is there, acknowledge it's strong, and acknowledge it's cruel. And acknowledge it's not helpful. Just that alone goes, okay, that's actually something I can actually conceive. Now, what I'm going to do when that voice shows up? I'm going to acknowledge it, thank you for sharing, take the back seat, I'm driving this car. Have that. And then fill yourself with love. Fill yourself with compliments. Not in a narcissistic, I'm over and towering over all of you. Not that kind. Filling yourself with, you got this. You're good at this. And if you're not so good at this, you're going to get better at it later. Really take the time, go out of your way to give yourself self-compassion, and your life will change. It is that simple. I am a living witness of what happens when you start being kind to yourself. Took me long enough. So if you like this kind of thing, forward it to other people. Please like and subscribe. Join this channel. I'm trying to build something here, something beautiful and special about love, light, self-reflection, self-awareness, consciousness, emotional intelligence. Right? We could all use a bit more of that. And we could all use a bit more love. So love yourself, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you next time.